The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight on Coyote News, students take on Summer Vermilion.
Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
This is your student-run Coyote News. I'm Caitlin Sterling.
And I'm Landon DeBoer. Summer's almost upon us, and we'll share those details. But first, a Lincoln County man charged with killing a young mother has made a plea deal. On Monday morning, 23-year-old Jackson Phillips pled guilty to manslaughter. In exchange for that plea, other charges, including murder, were dropped. In court on Monday, Phillips admitted to strangling Randy Gerlach in February of last year. The state's attorney's office says they're pursuing a life term for Phillips. His sentence is expected at the end of June.
Vermilion in the summertime, also known as Summer Verm, looks a little different than the school year. Students often need new housing and many look for work. Coyote News' Sam Coles explores the summer job market.
While some students are in a scramble to find what they plan to do in the summer, Vermilion Parks and Recreation tries to offer a solution.
Although it may look like a ghost town right now, Prentice Plunge will soon be packed to the brim with swimmers. And with that comes open positions for workers. Vermilion Parks and Recreation offers positions here and other places throughout Vermilion in the summer for students looking for jobs.
Jim Goblerch is the director of the Vermilion Parks and Recreation Department, and he says they employ between 100 and 125 people during the summer months in their various positions.
Well, we have numerous different types of jobs, from concessionaires to lifeguards to maintenance workers, both on the ball fields, the golf course, and for around the parks here in the city.
Early childhood instructors are another option for those who work well with kids, Goblerch says. The only requirement for all the jobs are to be 18 years of age.
We offer, a nice opportunity for positions that integrate yourselves even further in the community. So you know more people, and sometimes it just reaches out to help contacts later in life for you when you're looking for jobs.
Internship opportunities are also provided for those looking to earn some credits along with their experience. For more information, you can talk to the front desk at the golf course or a secretary at City Hall in the Parks and Recreation Department. For Coyote News, I'm Sam Coles.
Thanks, Sam. For a list of city jobs, check out the City of Vermilion's website. The former U.S. Attorney for South Dakota and the outgoing chairman of the South Dakota Democratic Party has died. Randy Seiler, 76, died yesterday morning, just 5 days after sustaining a heart attack while jogging near his Fort Pierre home. Seiler was appointed to the U.S. Attorney by former President Barack Obama in 2015. The U.S. Attorney is the top federal prosecutor in the state.
As we saw in last week's show, student enrollment is up at USD. Coyote News' Carter Linke is live in the muck to hear how admissions plans to find space for every student. Carter?
Thank you, Landon. I'm here with Scott Polson to talk about the new upcoming freshman class. Hi, Scott. USD is expecting yet another large incoming freshman class. How is your office able to keep recruiting at such a high level?
Yeah, well, one of the benefits of it is truly just the campus itself. USD is in a spot where our team is able to promote a lot of really positive things that are happening on our campus, from the pool that's coming in to what we've done in renovations at Health Sciences. So the team's busy, but between our international efforts and our domestic efforts, we're really excited about what the future looks like for us.
And has there been any challenges coming with these large classes?
Well, so far the good news is on the larger classes, our retention rate looks really good. So that's an important thing. If we're going to recruit talented students, we want them to be able to be retained and continue on. And credit to the faculty, credit to the support systems that we have. But so far that looks good. The only other challenges that we're going to face in the future is housing. And that's definitely something that comes with larger classes.
And the Velant recently reported that upperclassmen have talked about their housing contracts being revoked. Is there anything USD is doing to accommodate for new and existing USD students?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know exactly the housing revoke side of things. What I can tell you is that what we're trying to do is balance what it is that's available in the community for those that want to live in the community compared to those that want to live on campus. If you think about the challenges of growing an international class that's coming here, the international students are less interested in living off campus in terms of when they get here as opposed to our domestic students. So it's a balancing act. I think we're working really hard at it. The community's been helpful on that front too. It's just, I would say it's a good challenge to have.
And how do you see USD's admissions responding to national college enrollment trends?
Yeah, what's interesting about the national trends is that it shows this declining rate of high school graduates. And what we've done our research on in our top 30 feeder schools is that actually in South Dakota, that's not the case. There is a cliff that's supposedly coming in 25 and 26 nationally. And our data so far has shown that that's probably not there. Now the changes, then probably what's going to happen is that those types of students might not be coming to college at the same rates as they traditionally have. So we have to try and figure out how we're going to balance all that. But so far, knock on wood, I mean, it's been good so far.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Live from the Muck for Coyote News, I'm Carter Linke.
Carter, the Board of Regents releases their enrollment numbers in the early fall.
Coming up, how summer camps can shape futures.
And the International Club wraps up Around the World Wednesdays.
Hi, I'm Quinn Guinette, president of the Anime Club. And sure, we watch a lot of anime and talk a lot about manga, but the club, it's so much more than that. It is really a place for people with similar interests to come together. This is a very relaxing environment. There are tons of snacks, places to study, and a bunch of different types of anime we see every week. We meet every Tuesday in Become Room 340. So please, come be a part of this community.
In a world where embracing your identity is a privilege not usually given to the members of the LGBTQIA+ community,
the University of South Dakota Spectrum provides community and education for young queer scholars.
Sexuality and identity are defined on spectrums.
And having a community of open-minded, inclusive peers provides safety. Spectrum is one reason all Coyotes can call the University of South Dakota their home.
This is Coyote News.
As the semester comes to a close, many students will leave Vermilion for the summer. For those staying, some might wonder what exactly there is to do. Vermilion's annual 4th of July fireworks show and the Clay County Fair in August are the headliners for the season, with Thursday on the Plots occurring throughout the summer. Melissa Eberts, the Vermilion Chamber's tourism director, says she would like to see more students at events.
You know, I guess for us, being the Chamber of Commerce, most of the people who attend our events aren't USD students. We would actually love to see more of them. But, you know, especially in the summer, that's kind of where we see more of our community members coming out.
Summer events is available at lovevermilion.com.
USD has 14 camps that come in a wide variety, from sports or business to even an art camp. But one that's been around for over 70 years is Summer Music Camp. Michael Stake shares what it's all about.
With the school year almost over and summer just around the corner, it's nice to be involved with something you're passionate about. Dr. Holdhusen says USD Summer Music Camp helps find other musicians with that same passion.
I think it's about having the students with people who love music right along with them. A lot of times, students, especially from smaller schools, will come and they'll be in a choir or a band with less enthusiastic musicians. And then they come here and everybody loves being in music, and so it's just fun to see them love music more at the end of the week.
USD's Music Camp has had dedicated campers that are now counselors who share the growing number of activities that can occur during the week.
I was a camper for 6 years, so I got to go into different classes I was in. Choir, show choir, band. They have an orchestra section. It's pretty much a week where they just come and do a bunch of music stuff. There's a bunch of activities. We have scavenger hunts for students. There's a finale concert. It's there's an end goal for this.
There's so much to do. Every year we add more electives. We do a lot to listen to what the kids want to do, so that way we can help entertain them and learn something new with them.
Music Camp can help spark or kindle the flame for young musicians, but also lead them to a college they call home.
I looked at different campuses and I was like, it just doesn't feel like home. It's not familiar, but already having that week on campus for so many years, I was like, this place is home. I know where everything is. I know all the faculty. Like, it felt like home.
For those interested in music camp or any camp that USD offers, go to the official USD Summer Camps and Conferences page to sign up. For Coyote News, I'm Michael Stake.
Thanks, Michael. If you want to be involved in any camp, you better hurry. Registrations for most of the camps close soon. This weekend is Earth Day. Both the city and the campus are hosting many different events. We go back to Carter in the Muck to learn ways to support sustainability. Carter?
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm here with Megan Jarkow, the Department Chair of Sustainability here at USD, to discuss the upcoming Earth Day Fair. Hi, Megan. How can students celebrate Earth Day here at USD this week?
Okay, we have Earth Day's activities all week, and the 3 of the biggest activities are yet to come. So the keynote lecture is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Farber Hall. We have now one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people of the world. Chef Sean Sherman is speaking. Then on Saturday, we have Friday, the USD Earth Day Fair from 10 to 2 here in the Muck. And then on Saturday is the Party for the Planet, which is at the fairgrounds.
And do you have any tips for students that are looking to be more sustainable all year round?
I would say there's so many things that people can do, from changing how you eat to drive, all those behavior type changes. And so I would say pick something that seems more desirable or easy to you. If eating less meat does not seem like the way to start, then maybe start with washing your clothes on cold.
And what events are you most looking forward to this week?
I am probably most looking forward to Chef Sean Sherman's keynote lecture tomorrow night. And so we are so lucky to have him, was able to come to campus, and so I'm super looking forward to that.
And do you have a schedule of events here with you today?
I do. It is right here. And the full schedule is available online at greeningvermilion.org.
Thank you for coming today, Megan.
Thank you.
Live from the Muck for Coyote News, I'm Carter Linke.
Thanks, Carter. Events last throughout the weekend.
For their final theater production this year, the Fine Arts Department will be showing Oscar Wilde's comedy, The Importance of Being Earnest. Like many shows that Fine Arts presents, the characters' in-depth costumes require many hours of hands-on work to produce. Anna Pickabin is the visiting costume designer.
So there's a total of 1,200 hours of work that went into this production, 800 student hours, which are split between work study and STA students, and then some are split between classes such as survey of tech or stage costuming.
The average campus theater production takes around 4 to 6 weeks to prepare. This show, however, took 9 weeks, allowing for more costume preparation. You can see the importance of being earnest at the Knudsen Theater, Thursday through Sunday.
Students from a wide variety of backgrounds gathered in the Muck to learn about other cultures and build community. The African Student Association and International Club organized an Around the World Wednesday. Students received gift boxes and could try traditional African food. Nardos Ibarek from Ethiopia is the group's president.
This event has been a trend, like we had it last year as well. It was Around the World Wednesday, East Africa, now it's the whole Africa, representing more countries, giving chance to be, to represent underrepresented countries in Africa. So it means a lot, like in creating awareness for the people and students that are here in campus.
The organization hosted presentations about African countries, followed by a Kahoot quiz with prizes. Students who want to support the African Student Association can donate to their book drive that helps to create learning opportunities for children in Africa.
Next on Coyote Sports, USD's volleyball coach is here to stay.
And one USD athlete vaults onto the NCAA leaderboards.
Dedication, resilience, and devotion. These 3 words define the USD dance team. As ambassadors of the university, the collegiate dancers engage the crowd on game days, connect with the community through events, and prepare for the UDA College National Championship to represent the university. Dance team is more than just a sport, it's a passion.
Jokes on 3. 1, 2, 3, jokes!
This is Coyote News.
A USD softball player pitches her way into the record books.
And a track and field athlete vaults to one of the top heights in the nation. This is Coyote Sports. I'm Callie Connors.
And I'm Sydney Colin. We'll hear those stories and more. But first, USD's all-time wins leader is getting a contract extension. Volleyball coach Leanne Williamson will be returning on a 5-year deal that keeps her with the Coyotes through 2027. After re-signing with USD, Coach Williamson thanked President Gestring and Athletic Director David Herbster and says she's excited for the future. The Coyotes have won the Summit League tournament 4 times during Williamson's 9 years at the helm.
The track and field team will host a home meet this coming week. Last weekend, members of the team were split up throughout California. Murga Gameda made USD history by breaking a 23-year-old school record in the 5,000-meter run. Gameda now holds the best times for the 5,000 and 10,000 meters. Vaulting into her own personal record book was Jen Hirata. She laid claim to the 3rd best pole vault in the nation with a height of 14.7¼ feet. Hirata and company are currently the #1 ranked pole vault team in the NCAA.
Ever wonder what it's like to get to know USD's athletes and coaches? Coyote News' Carly Phillips is live in the muck to give us an inside look at someone who does just that. Carly.
Thanks, Sydney. I'm here with John Thayer, the host of Yotecast. John, thanks for joining me tonight. To start off, for people who may not be as familiar with it, what exactly is Yotecast?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. Yotecast is a podcast that we created a couple of years ago through the University of South Dakota Athletics Department. And the goal of it is really to help share the stories of student athletes, coaches, staff members, and really kind of help fans understand what it's like to be a coach and a student athlete and just get their stories out there.
What's something that you haven't talked about yet on the show, but you want to discuss?
You know, we're always looking for great stories, right, from student athletes, and everybody's story is different. So we have covered all the different sports. We've covered a number of different stories the last few years, but we're always looking for somebody who has, a great story, overcoming, sometimes it's adversity, sometimes it's, maybe like we've had a couple of stories where we have USD student athletes that their parents are big SDSU fans or went there or something, and those are always fun stories too.
And in this role, as you're the host of Yotecast, what is the importance of building that relationship between USD athletes and coaches here?
Yeah, I think it's very important, not only for me to have that relationship, but for our fans to really understand the student athletes that they're cheering for, right, and the coaches that they are supporting and some of that. It just helps, especially in a community like Vermilion, and USD is a small community, but it really helps kind of form that family atmosphere, if you will, and sometimes we have, fans that are from a ways away from here, and some are close by, but they are able to connect with student athletes and coaches on a different level.
And when people tune in, what do you think they want to hear about most?
Kind of depends, but some sports are certainly more popular than other sports. Some stories are just going to be more popular, but at the end of the day, I think that when our fans tune in, they want to be able to understand what student athletes go through, right? Like being a student athlete is not an easy situation because you're constantly in meetings and practices in addition to doing schoolwork and some of that. So I think they want to understand all of the stuff that goes on outside of what they see on the competition field, whether it's a field, the pool, the track, wherever it may be.
John, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yotecast's newest show will be available tomorrow at noon. For Coyote News, I'm Carly Phillips.
Thanks, Carly. The Yotecast is available on the Go Yotes website and most podcast platforms. Heading over to the Diamond, the softball team will travel to Omaha to play a 3-game series beginning on Saturday. Last weekend, they hosted Summit League opponent Western Illinois. In Game 1, Clara Edwards tossed a no-hitter, and the Coyotes won 3-0. Day 2 saw Courtney Wilson go 5 for 8, tallying 4 runs on the afternoon. Alicia Sines made her mark on the weekend, boosting the Coyotes to a Game 3 victory by driving in 7 runs. However, the team did drop Game 2, posting just 2 wins and a loss in the series. They now hold an 8-3 Summit League record, good enough for second in the conference.
Following her weekend performance, Clara Edwards has been named the Summit League Pitcher of the Week. She threw USD's first no-hitter since 2009 against Western Illinois. She went 2-0 on the weekend and helped her team on offense, where she tallied more RBIs than runs allowed. This is Edwards' first Pitcher of the Week award this season. She won 3 a year ago. Another international trip is in store for the women's basketball team. This past week, it was announced the team is going to compete in the Bahamas at the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis tournament. The event is regarded as one of the top early season tournaments, usually attracting ranked teams. This will be USD's second appearance in the event. The Coyotes competed in 2020 at the Crossover Classic held in Sioux Falls, where they played South Carolina and Gonzaga. The teams joining USD at the event have yet to be announced.
Well, it's our last sports poll of the semester.
So we asked our followers to look to the future.
In a tweet, we asked what sport they wanted to see added at USD.
We asked and you responded, and it looks like a lot of our followers said lacrosse, hockey, and wrestling also.
Taking a look at some more tweets, it looks like gymnastics and a lot of baseball, actually.
Baseball. Looks like we got some great suggestions from that. And that's it for Coyote Sports for the semester. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest happenings of USD athletics.
When we come back, we ask students what they're looking forward to in the summer. Stay with us.
Day in and day out. From one field on to the next. Dedicated, restorative, and driven. To the American farmer who represents the roots of our country, we thank you for all you do.
This is Coyote News.
The end of the semester is upon us.
We asked students what they're looking forward to this summer.
Here's what they had to say.
I'm most looking forward to just spending time with my friends and family, and least working probably. I'm most looking forward to making enough money to pay off my next semester tuition, and I'm least looking forward to working 40 hours a week and 2 jobs.
Least is probably finding a job, because I still have to do that, and I don't want to work. And then most, probably just like spending time with my family and friends.
Least looking forward to working. Most looking forward to traveling.
Most I'm looking forward to is spending time with my friends back home, and the least is probably working.
The sweat on the small of my back catching a cold breeze. That's what I least look forward to. What I most look forward to is more birds.
I'm excited to go to a concert and probably least excited for working.
It looks like a lot of people are a little troubled by the job search there. What are you most looking forward to and least looking forward to?
Yeah, so I graduate in May, so I'm definitely looking forward to a full-time paycheck, if you know what I mean. But I'm not looking forward to leaving all my college friends. But what about you?
Well, I have an internship, so I'm set up with that. I think it'll be pretty fun, but I'm most looking forward to sand volleyball. It will make my weeknights awesome.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, in order to get to summer, I guess we have to pass those finals first. So with finals coming up, we wanted to know how our followers best study. How do you study best, Landon?
I probably study best by myself, but if I'm gonna study with other people, I'm gonna go get a study room in the library. And it looks like most people agree that they're gonna go get a study room there, with pretending to study coming in not far behind.
Yep, that's usually me, pretending to study, but.
And that was our last poll for the semester, but be sure to follow our Twitter page at USD Coyote News to keep up with us next semester. White House history was made yesterday when a curious toddler became its smallest intruder after he managed to squeeze through a metal fence. White House security walked across the north lawn to retrieve the small child and reunite him with his parents on Pennsylvania Avenue. Access to the complex was briefly restricted while officers conducted the reunion. Officers briefly questioned the parents before allowing them to continue on their way. This may have been the first successful intrusion since the White House fence doubled in height a few years ago after a series of security breaches. And that's all for Coyote News.
Check out the Vallant online for the top stories of the week.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Join us next week for the Red Report. Remember, it's not news, it's the Red Report. Have a great night.